Okay, so the Jiffies are much easier to get the soil out of. So I'm just selecting empty cavities. I'm going to try not to get any of the mesh in there, but all of the soil. So ideally we want cavities from the middle that are empty, because you've all noticed the edge effect, so the drying along the edges, and that just means that the edge cavities will have less fertilizer in them. So I'm going to spare this one since it's got a runner along the bottom there. So good for you, little tree, you grow. Here's number 2, and we're just going to plop that soil in there, and then I'm going to look for one more. If I've got one of the 3 from along the edge, that's not a big deal. It's better than sacrificing a tree. So we'll take this one. It's still got some algae on it, and it's nice and damp, so it's had its fair share of water. So these trays were definitely well looked after. All right, so starting with our Jiffy, we're just going to mix all of that soil. So we're mixing the 2 from the center and the 1 from the edge, so we get a true measure of what's going on with the soil overall for the average in this tray. So once that's all really well mixed together, we don't need all of this soil. We only want about 20 grams. So once it's mixed, we're going to weigh 20 grams of this. Then we add our 40 milliliters of distilled water, and we're going to stir very well and frequently for 15 minutes. Then we're going to let it sit and settle for 30 minutes. And that'll just allow the solids to go down to the bottom and the water to be at the top, but the water will have the properties that we need to record. So I'm just going to weigh out 20 grams of this, tear that to zero it out, give it one final mix because it's nice to have hands in soil, and get our 20 grams. .5, 19.4. Okay. Take a little bit out because we went a little too much. No, there's a little too little. Okay. So we've got our 20 grams. We're going to now start a new beaker, and this is going to be our final Jiffy beaker. Okay. 20 grams of soil. We'll take our 40 milliliters of distilled water. We may need to put this in a smaller container because it's not going to mix very well. I grabbed smaller containers, but we'll do that. But we really just want to get it really well mixed up. If we have to add more distilled water, then we'll add more distilled water, because again, we don't want to be putting the nodes from the pH pen into the soil. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash my hands so we don't contaminate the multi-pot soil with the Jiffy soil, and then we'll do the multi-pot.